In these difficult times, America needs a leader they can count on. And that leader is Pope Bob Iger. A Pope Bob Iger presidency means lower taxes, better schools, and Disney Plus for all Americans. He's already in the Vatican. Now, put him in the White House.
Hello, I am Pope Bob Iger. Not only do I want to be Pope, but I want to be your president. Vote for me or the Twitterati will cancel you and everyone you know.
When you cast your vote, vote for the one man who will make America the happiest place on earth. Pope Bob Iger.
I have Baby Yoda's vote. What about yours? I am Pope Bob Iger, and I am approving of this message. From
LucasFilm, the company that has done more to destroy everything you love since your ex-wife got all your stuff in the divorce, comes the series that literally has no stakes because you know the main character has to live long enough just to die at the end of Rogue One. Andor. Meet Cassian Andor, the title character, a space immigrant who grew up on a Lord of the Flies mining planet, who now lives in a junkyard like Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, with a bootleg version of Wally who gets peed on by a space dog, pig thing. I'm not sure what this animal's supposed to be. And is now on the run after killing two guys. Watch as Cassian Andor is hunted by discount Kyle MacLachlan, who's the only American on this show, and for some reason he's been cast as the bad guy. Nice way to be subtle with your subtext there. Now, Cassian Andor must elude security forces by walking, strolling, sauntering, strutting, ambulating. Yeah, I'm running out of synonyms for walking here. Can we get to something interesting, please? Then, after 2.5 episodes, there's finally some action, with a generic shootout in a garage, where pulleys take out more bad guys than the actual weapons do. You know, this show is about a guy who crosses the border illegally, murders 2 people, and is now running from the Federales. Are you sure the Latino community wants to take ownership of this one? Diego Luna stars in the series that is ultimately completely pointless in Dead Man Walking. How is this Star Wars' prestige show? It's quite literally about nothing. At least Seinfeld was about a bunch of neurotic a-holes who were undateable in New York. That was at least something. This guy's just walking around for an hour and a half.
Need a new car? Looking for that business vehicle or ornaments to conquer a small nation? At Cobra Commander's Sharp Auto Sales, we want to put you in your next vehicle. We have everything to meet your work, family, or military needs. Check out this His Tank. It can be yours for no money down and only $2.99 a month. Need something more versatile? How about this Stinger Jeep? Fully armored, missile launcher included. Only 40,000 miles, most of which are non-combat. We've also got Rattlers, Night Ravens, and the all-new Ford Escape. And now we're offering 0 payments for 6 months, or until Destro can formulate a plan to take over the banks. Remember, at Cobra Commander's Sharp Auto Sales, we're not just a car dealer. We're an evil terrorist organization determined to rule the world. And we're certified by the Better Business Bureau. So come on down to Cobra Commander's Sharp Auto Sales for a test drive on Route 1 in Springfield. Follow the signs at the bomb craters. Free balloons for the kids. Come on down! Cobra!
Now, for the first time, you can own your very own Rings of Power. From the Celeborn Smiths, we'll be sending you 1 per season. Molded to appear forged in the fires of Mount Doom. Made from the finest cubic zirconium, plastic, and metal that isn't measurably radioactive and won't turn your fingers green. Probably. Much. These can now be yours for 5 easy payments of $39.99.99 Elvish runes. Act now, supplies are limited, because once the Dark Lord Sauron takes over, they'll all be gone, and you'll be his slaves. And just remember,
there's a tempest in me,
whose fault this actually is.
and it will not be quelled.
How is my mom's disappearance related to your grandma?
Your mom's left because she hated your fat dumbass, bitch! These dumbass writers gotta make everybody connected to everybody else. Don't know nothing about characterization, know-how. That's right.
Your mom's a high school principal married to a guidance counselor.
At least my parents are still married, bitch. Your pops is married to some dumbass waitress almost as dumb as you.
Ah! What the hell? Wait, I found a bag of salad.
What the fuck you doing? Good, something funny actually happened in this goddamn episode. About time, bitch.
We could take Daphne's mom's cop car to Spooner's to get food there. Unfortunately, I don't drive.
Your fat dumbass just wants an excuse to eat out the damn garbage again. You sick girl, you need some help. It ain't the kind of help that Black Shaggy can give you. That's right.
Oh, yuck.
Hey, we all know your fat dumbass eat out the garbage. I'm just the one saying it.
Me?
That's right.
Please Please evaluate the show on its merits.
You are a meathead.
Please give it a chance. And so...
A meathead, dead from the neck up. Meathead.
Norval, what are you doing here?
Black Shaggy need a minute to prepare for this. I got to know what I'm getting into. So do you like the back door or not? Black Shaggy don't want to read this in the newspaper, you dig? Inquiring minds want to know.
We have a student newspaper?
Bitch is dumb.
Hey! Who just threw a rock through my window?
Geo from the Crystal Mines. You should know that because your dumb bitch ass was born there.
The Crystal Mines? That old tourist attraction that's now a seagull toilet full of condoms?
Bitch is crass. That's right.
Coming up on the CW, it's prom night, and love is in the air.
Until it's time to throw down.
Sam and Miguel share a tender moment.
But look who's crashing the party.
Watch as young couples share a romantic dance.
And fight. And dance fight.
Be sure to watch an extra special episode
of Kung Fu High Prom Night.
Hey everybody, I'm Simon WNBC, 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 WNBC. I'm Simon. We got my famous quote. We got Rob Alden. We got Fred Diamonds. Fred Diamonds, the ranch. WNBC, WNBC, WNBC. I'm Simon here, WNBC.
How you doing, buckaroos? How's it going out there? What's going on? Let's see. We got Morbid Fury in the chat. We got Andrew Helm in the chat. We've got Fuke Norris in the chat. Cesaro Japan in the chat. We got Sander Hammerslag in the chat. Clint Matthews in the chat. We got who else? People are filtering in. People are filtering in. That's right, because WMC, I'm Sunday morning. We got, let's check in with the cat cam before we start. On 66 WNBC, I'm Sunday morning, WNBC. There's one of them. We got another one's being, come here. The other one's being a little rambunctious. Come here. Where you going? Where's she going? Where'd the other one go? Well, there's one. Come here. Jimmy. There's number 2. Jimmy. All right, she doesn't want to be bothered. Cat's doing what cat's doing. That's right. There's one, and there's the other. Cat cam. Where'd she go? Here she comes. Damn. There you go. There's the cat cam. What do you think? Dim sum. All right, we'll check back with them in a little while. But yeah, they're doing. There you go. They're doing okay. It's okay. So yeah, we'll check back with them in a little while. How is everybody doing this fine Sunday? And of course, she gets up and moves as soon as the camera's off her. Of course, she gets up and moves. And she sits up on the counter as soon as the camera's off her. How is everybody doing? So, what should we do first? What story should we do? Should we do the Spider-Verse story, or should we do the story about Lucasfilm? Yes, she's ready for close up. So, okay. So Lucasfilm is starting to admit. Let's do Lucasfilm's story first. Lucasfilm, people are starting to admit there's problems over at Lucasfilm. Now, this is not me saying it. This is people who know better. These are people that that know more than I do and get paid to know these things. These are people who write for things like Fortune magazine. So this says Yahoo, but it actually is what you call a rewrite, whatever. Comes from Fortune magazine. The Force has left Lucasfilm. What has gone wrong for the studio behind Star Wars and Indiana Jones? And how Disney's Bob Iger can salvage his $4 billion investment. Oh, we're finally starting to admit it, huh? Finally starting to admit it. With someone named Christian Hetzner. Don't know who that is. Christian Hetzner articles. Oh, okay. Guy from writer for Fortune covering Europe's changing business landscape. Oh, okay. So there's a guy who knows what he's talking about. Taking time out of his busy schedule running Disney, Bob Iger flew to Cannes Film Festival in support of Harrison Ford's latest movie, even posting on social media snapshots of the aging action hero on the red carpet. Lucasfilm Limited has just premiered the fifth installment of its Indiana Jones franchise and has a lot riding on the fedora-sporting, bullwhip-toting archaeologist portrayed by the now 80-year-old Hollywood star. At nearly $300 million, Dial of Destiny is one of the most expensive films ever made, and initial reviews suggest it could bomb big at the box office. This is not me saying it. This is not me saying it. Yes, this was. I'm gonna bring my perspective a little bit on it. When Iger acquired Lucasfilm for just over $4 billion a decade ago, it paired the century-old animation company with the studio behind Star Wars: Raiders of the Lost Ark. If the match made in heaven now risks becoming an albatross around Disney's neck. The third Skywalker trilogy started with a bang in late 2015, The Force Awakens, only to end with a whimper 4 years later, and as fans deserted the franchise. The studio... hold on. Tell you what, we got to... the studio... Where am I? I don't know. I got lost. Hang on a second. Hang on. Let me go to commercial. Okay, looks like we're not going to commercial. Where am I? I don't know. We had a little hiccup there. Technical hiccup. Studio produced. Let's just listen. Okay. The gist of this article. To get the force back, okay, get the force back. You can we can just Campbell. Yeah, we covered this before. Iger didn't come out of retirement. Listen, now the whole point of it is this: you have run this into the ground, and here we get to the blaming. Fans desert Disney Star Wars. At the heart of this mess is Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy, a member of Fortune's 2015 class, Most Powerful Women, and the youthful 69-year-old is an accomplished industry veteran in her own right, producing dozens of classic feature films, including Jurassic Park, E.T., Extraterrestrial. Yet, even being George Lucas' handpicked successor has not shielded her from hefty criticism. A number of fans begrudge her, along with Last Jedi director Rian Johnson, for deconstructing Luke Skywalker in the third trilogy. Actor Mark Hamill distanced himself from the creative choices Johnson took and Kennedy took was iconic character in a rare industry rebuke. Antagonized by the perceived shabby treatment of their childhood heroes, fewer and fewer fans showed up from one movie to the next. The third and final installment, Rise of Skywalker, only took in half of the $2 billion that premiere film Force Awakens made for Disney. It's perhaps no wonder that the company's $5,000 per package Star Wars themed hotel, Galactic Star Cruiser, is shutting down. The tactical mistake of placing it in the timeline of the sequel trilogy doomed it to a lifespan of just 18 months after opening. Those wealthy enough to fork over thousands of dollars to role play their heroes tend to be middle-aged fans of the original films who want to do battle against the sinister Darth Vader they remember as kids, not the bland and forgettable Kylo Ren. See, there you go. We're starting to admit the obvious. Could Kennedy go? Following disappointment of 2019's Rise of Skywalker, no further theatrical films got off the ground despite past proclamations. Numerous Hollywood creatives like Lost's Damon Lindelof, Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins, and Thor Ragnarok's Taika Waititi were all reportedly attached to this new Star Wars project to no avail. As a result, the Star Wars universe has only lived on Disney's streaming platform with mixed critical success. Because of the drop-off in interest, Iger and his studio boss, Alan Bergman, are now in a difficult position. The Disney CEO has not spared high-ranking figures like Marvel's Ike Perlmutter or Victoria Alonso from The Axe, and he has demanded results from his teams in exchange for greater creative control. There needs to be a direct connection between what's being spent and what's being earned from a revenue perspective. It's all about accountability, Iger said in March. Older Star Wars fans want to see Kennedy go in favor of someone like Jon Favreau, the Iron Man director and creator of The Mandalorian. Allegedly, negotiations over whether to renew her contract due to expire next year are slated for this August. Okay, so we have someone in the know who says, someone who knows something about something, who says that, you know, we probably should hear something by August, shouldn't we? We'll probably hear something, because last time it was by the second quarter of whatever fiscal year. I can't remember which one it was. My bet is Kennedy stays, but with a different mission, wagers Schiffer. The problem isn't Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah, it is. Who else's problem is it? Now, again, stop defending her. Stop it. Just stop. Stop defending her. Everything can be fixed with the right script. If Indiana Jones does flop, what then? Disney is 18 months away from getting a new CEO. Could Iger's successor, unwilling to mop up Lucasfilm's mess, consider disposal? Unlikely, argues Ampere Analysis Bisson. Ingenious storytellers can tell or can always dream up more compelling Star Wars content, so long as they own the IP. I cannot personally see Disney offloading Lucasfilm in the immediate future, the industry expert told Fortune. Perhaps sensing they need to deliver after a long creative drought, Kennedy announced in April that not one but 3 Star Wars films were in the works. But all she's doing is giving you more of the same. She's not going to give you, she doesn't know how to put something together, at least herself. She had the benefit of coaching Michael Jordan, really. Really, she had the benefit of being Steven Spielberg, one of the most prolific directors of all time. Now, without him, she's lost. Kennedy not one but three in the works. Okay, yet even those showed the Lucasfilm boss is unwilling to commit to any one overarching narrative in favor of spreading her bets. The trio are conceived as separate standalone stories, each set at a different period. Should any one or all three survive development and go into actual production, the damage can still be fixed with the right script and creative vision. This is not forever. If another film turned out to be good, the fans will be there, said Schiffer. In fact, we'd be the first. Fortune, a story was originally on Fortune. Listen, all she's doing is giving you more of the same. The mask is off. You're right. Ultimately, it does. It does start with it begins and ends with her. And yeah, she's not good at her. Well, she's good in the sense that she knows. Listen, if she's a good producer for a good director, for someone like Senor Spielbergo. Okay, that's it. That's what happens. She was lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time. She doesn't have that luxury anymore. She under contract. Isn't she? Can they terminate that early? If they do, they'd probably have to pay a hefty penalty. She most likely negotiated a very handsome exit package. Kathy is terrible at her job and gets publicly criticized for it. Plays the victim. Well, she doesn't play the victim. She lets everyone else defend her. She lets everyone else defend her, and everyone else just says, "Oh well, no, it's not her fault. It's not her fault." I haven't heard her say once, "I'm being treated unfairly." I really, if I'm wrong, then please help me out here. But she ultimately just spitballs ideas, and everybody else is quick to defend her. All the access media sites, the people in the industry, that whole thing with the BAFTA awards, giving her an award, that was the industry defending her. All the Lifetime Achievement Awards. She just relies on the industry defending her. This time, how about the dog gets the girl and the hero dies? Kathy has this vision that no one outside of her and her sycophants shares. I keep saying about Kathleen Kennedy, her favorite movie is Dr. Zhivago. My mom's favorite movie was Dr. Zhivago. Would I want my mom to make a Star Wars movie? No, most likely not. She really doesn't understand. I don't think she understands what Star Wars is. I really don't. She might be one of those people who says, "Oh, well, this is just some silly movie about space wizards." That's probably what she thinks. She's probably one of those people who thinks that, because remember what she said, allegedly said, we heard about, says she allegedly threatened Bob Iger or Bob Chapek, saying, "I'll burn this silliness to the ground." "I'll burn this silliness to the ground," allegedly, she said. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. What do I think is going to happen to Indiana Jones. I think Indiana Jones is going to bomb spectacularly. Do you think it's going to bomb? No, you don't think it's going to bomb? I think it's going to. I think it's going to. I think more bad reviews are going to come out. Let me see what the Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes. Let me see what the current Rotten Tomatoes score is. The current Rotten Tomatoes score. And listen, and I know. Yeah, and I know that Rotten Tomatoes is an aggregator. And I know it just gives you an average. Yet at the same time, I'm like, listen, you kind of have to go in and you have to look at the reviews yourself, Rotten Tomatoes, and that's really the key. You have to look at the reviews yourself. You have to see what people are actually saying about it. 46 reviews, 50%. Top critics, all critics. James Mangold understands the ingredients fans hope. Okay, why are you chasing a thing that drove? Why are you chasing a thing that drove your father crazy? He's exactly our question. Indian Jones. And the Dial of Destiny is a wild goose chase that goes nowhere. It isn't all doom and disaster, but it's just despairingly dull. Overlong, no thrills, and no fun. Basically, Dial of Destiny is just a compendium of old bits, earlier films that it ends is a blessing. So, yeah. So, Dial of Destiny is not getting off to a good start. There needs being met here, but there aren't any storytelling. But they aren't storytelling based on so much as stoking the fan base and meeting the bottom line ones. There are big chase sequences that the movie is held together slender bits of plot rather than the other way around. Worse yet, they're so heavily CGI they come off as grimy, dutiful rather than thrilling or delightful. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is dutifully eager, ultimately rather joyous, nostalgic hokum. So yeah, so we're not seeing. So listen, I don't think what's happening here is that the Access media is finally turned on her. These are people that would gladly give it a good review. I think what's actually happened here is that there's no way to hide it anymore. The mask is off, and this is the last straw. This is the last thing she had to ruin. Was Indiana Jones. Yeah, I've read that too as well, with Poob being in the lead role. I hope not. Indiana Poob. Huh? No, actually, I don't have the full spoiler. Actually, Jeff had the spoilers. Yeah. So we had actually. We had. Let me see. Dial of Destiny. Full plot Reddit. Full spoiler from May 20th. So, okay. Okay. This is quite a long read. And this is actually where the one where she punches him in the face. So This is yeah, this is wow, this is a long read. Yeah, I'm not going to bore people with this here. So, but you can easily find this on Reddit. Username Lennox Jones. Yeah, maybe we leave through live. Yeah. So yeah, but this is I'll have to read through this because to familiarize myself with some of the points here. I have heard people read this on camera. So plot leaks. Yes, Morbid Fury. Plot leaks. We have a plot leak here from Reddit. Let me bookmark this tab so I can find it more readily easy. Bookmark this tab. Here we go. Indiana Jones style Destiny plot leak. So, okay. Yeah, that's the thing. We've seen so many plot leaks now that have been true that there's no reason to think that it wouldn't be. Which is, it's a weird way of saying that. Leaks like Indies Depends, yes. So, yeah, Indiana Jones the Dial. Listen, I don't think this movie's going to be good. It's just a question of how bad it's going to be. It really is. It's a question of how bad is this movie. What? It's a question of how bad this movie is going to be. I hate saying, listen, I'm not going to say you ruined my childhood, okay? Oh, you ruined my childhood. Okay, listen, because if this ruins your childhood retroactively, then you had a pretty crappy childhood. What I will say is that it does put a stain on the entire franchise. It really does. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And by virtue of it existing, it cheapens the whole thing. It really does. It cheapens the whole thing. That's always the problem here, is cheapening it. So we will discuss this. What color stain? A deep, rich brown. Can you hand me the lays up there? Thank you very much. Huh? Well, anyway, try not to. Just a couple to hold me over. Don't forget, I had a salad. I was good. So anyway, he was saying privacy, yeah. Miss Harrison Ford hate his most famous characters, which is Patrick Stewart. Supposedly Harrison Ford loves Indiana Jones. That's true. You get 2 coasters when you buy those Indiana Jones. Thank you very much for, I don't know who said that first. So, okay. So we will divulge the plot leaks at another time. But they're very extensive. I will go over them. They're quite extensive. I believe Jeff at World Class Bullshitters has already done so. But a lot of it seems so stupid, it could very well be true, especially the ending. So, all right. Now, moving on. I saw the stupid-ass Miles Morales movie the other day. Oh, my God. Listen. How is this movie getting such good reviews? How is this movie How is this movie making money? I have no idea. This movie is not good. Now, Megan, she liked it more than I did. Well, she didn't hate it as much as I did, but it was just after a while, it was just flashing lights. It was just flashing lights, just meant to distract you. And they throw again. What they did was they once again they throw so much information at the screen to keep you from realizing what you're watching isn't very good. The whole thing is, and I'm gonna have a legit scripted review coming soon. Okay. The entire thrust of the plot is that Gwen Stacy comes across the dimensions from whatever universe she's in to Miles' universe, and they spend the first 45 minutes of the film catching up. Literally, they spend the first 45 minutes catching up. Feelings in bedrooms, feelings in hallways, feelings. Then it's more. Then it's tied into the character called the Spot, who is a lame ass character. The Spot was one of God. I'm your nemesis. I'm like, really? You couldn't pick a better nemesis? Seriously? So there's this whole thing about Miles and the Spot. Then eventually, and freaking pregnant Spider-Woman shows up, Jessica Drew. And she's visibly pregnant. She's like 7 months pregnant. That's the thing. I know it's fiction, but still. Yeah, the Spot. It's about as compelling as Kite Man. Human Kite. It's almost like Spot. It's almost like a South Park character. The Spot. The Human Kite is. Kite Man. Is there a Kite Man? Yeah, there is a Kite Man. From DC. Oh, God. Kite Man. Everyone talks about this Miles Morales. Who the fuck is it? Miles Morales. And okay, glad you asked that question, Mr. MH. And here is what this whole thing boils down to. In 2009, Disney bought Marvel. In 2011, Disney introduced Miles Morales as the quote-unquote new Ultimate Spider-Man. Now, why did they do that? They killed off Peter Parker and brought in Miles Morales. Now, why did they do that? Diversity? Okay. Excuse us. Now, why did they do that? Why did they introduce Miles Morales? Well, it turns out that the families of Siegel and Schuster, the guys who created Superman, they were embattled in a very long legal fight over the rights to the character. They were seeking back compensation. They were seeking future compensation. They were seeking a lot of money because Jerry Siegel, Joel Schuster had created Superman literally sold them for about $200 or whatever it was. Fast forward to about 2013 or 2014. The family of Jack Kirby sues Marvel for the rights to his characters for royalties. That case gets settled out of court. Now, ever since about 2011, since these legal cases started making their way through a court system, Marvel has been replacing what they call their legacy heroes. They have Amadeus Cho, Asian Hulk. They have Jane Foster, Thor. They have Captain Sam America. They have Riri Williams. They have Kamala Khan. Oh, but it's for diversity. It's for diversity. No, it's not. This is about one thing only. This is about money. Disney wants versions of these characters that they own outright. So there's that old 25% different rule. 25%. And the easiest way to do it is to race swap. It's the same thing with why or make it a woman. Race swap or gender swap. It's the same reason why all the characters in Scooby-Doo were different. See, here we go. Marvel suing to keep rights to Avengers characters from copyright termination. Blockbuster lawsuits filed today will decide future of ownership of characters in Iron Man and Spider-Man. Oh, yeah, and guess who they have new versions of? Iron Man and Spider-Man. Riri retard? Oh, I can't say that. Riri mentally handicapped. And Spider-Man. And multi-ethnic Spider-Man. The complaints which the Hollywood Reporter has obtained come against the heirs of some late comic geniuses, including Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and Gene Colan. The suit seeks declaratory relief that the blockbuster characters are ineligible for copyright termination as works made for hire. If Marvel loses, Disney would have to share ownership of the characters worth billions. Okay? There you go. In August, the administrator of Ditko's estate filed a notice of termination on Spider-Man, which first appeared in a comic book form in 1962. Under the termination provision of copyright law, authors of their heirs can reclaim rights once granted publishers after awaiting statutory set period of time. According to the termination notice, Marvel would have to give up Ditko's rights to its iconic characters in June of 2023. Oh, guess where we are now? Marvel's facing other termination notices. For example, Larry Lieber, who worked at Marvel as a writer too, filed termination notices over creations in May. Heirs of the comic book creators being represented are Mark Toberoff, who once famously represented Superman creators Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. In an unsuccessful termination attempt against DC Comics, DC staved off termination by counterclaiming against Toberoff and asserting tortious interference of its rights. The publisher was represented by Dan Petroselli at O'Melveny, who just happens to be representing Disney now in its efforts to keep rights to the various Avengers. Petroselli is filing several lawsuits in New York and California against Lieber. Jerry Lieber is just Stan Lee's brother. Well, Stan Lieber's grandson, maybe. I don't know, whatever it is. Don Heck, Patrick Ditko, Don Rico, and Kurt Detweiler. The cases will focus on the creation of famous comic characters and who should be deemed statutory author. Litigation focuses on Marvel Method, a loose collaborative working atmosphere where initial ideas are briefly discussed with artists responsible for taking care of the details. The Marvel Method has been subject of prior litigation, such as a dispute a decade back over Ghost Rider. And it will again. For example, one of the complaints filed today, read here, asserts that Marvel had the right to exercise creative control over Lieber's contributions and paid Lieber per page for his work. Toberoff has a lot of experience doing this type of case. Almost, how far are we in? Almost a decade ago, he represented the estate of comic legend Jack Kirby. There's the suit I mentioned. Over whether he could terminate copyright on Spider-Man, X-Men, The Incredible Hulk, The Mighty Thor. In August of 2013, the Second U.S. Court of Appeals affirmed a lower court's ruling that determined Kirby's heirs couldn't wrest back his share of right to these characters because the former Marvel freelancer had contributed his materials as a work made for hire. The Kirby case was then petitioned up to Supreme Court, with the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg signaling some interest in taking up the case. Marvel at the time fought hard against any high court review, and before the justices decided, the case was settled, which that alone tells me that there is a good chance that Marvel could lose the rights to these characters. If the plaintiffs win, Disney expects to hold on to at least a share of the characters' rights as co-owners. The studio would have to share profits with the others. Additionally, the termination provisions of copyright law only apply in the United States, allowing Disney to continue to control profit from foreign exploitation. Oh, we're all about telling stories outside your door. Blah, 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 blah. 25% different doesn't exist. Rob made it up. And 25%. The 25% difference comes from.
People making money off of the race swap shit. Look at all the people making money off the 25% different thing.
25% different. Mainly, we that was when I was working for the old podcast, and it comes from an instance of a man named John Eves, who did designs for Star Trek Discovery. And this is where it comes from.
Ask any copyright lawyer. Did anybody ask any copyright lawyer?
Yeah, I mean, can we ask a copyright lawyer? That's the thing. This is where it comes from. Now, this was leaked. I can't remember what the source of this was.
On the Star Trek Ireland, some Irish Star Trek channel.
An Irish Star Trek channel, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember it specifically. Well, they didn't even know they had it.
They didn't even know they had it. Hi, Scott. Sorry, this too was a part of the 25% difference between the two ships. Star Trek Discovery designed the USS Enterprise. So this was accidentally leaked.
Yeah.
See, they're showing the difference here.
Yeah, the VFX guy or the production guys got note that
it was basically John Eves has said he was a production designer on Star Trek, on the new Star Trek. He has claimed and they scrambled, actually. They absolutely scrambled to refute this. And this was actually over at Screen Rant. Here it goes. And this is actually a story that was modified several times. I did get a screen grab of this, just in case they tried to scrub it from the internet. So this is a common thing in show business. Modified for legal reasons. The Star Trek Discovery show designer John Eves reveals show design of the classic USS Enterprise ship was due to legal reasons. They had to differentiate between this and that, this one and the TOS one, because they were operating under the Paramount movie license at the time. Yes. Well, even now that they're still having trouble.
New people get the money off the new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the Enterprise, properties of Star Trek ownership changed hands and was divided. So what was able to cross TV shows up to that point changed, and a lot of crossover was no longer allowed. That is why J.J. Abrams' movie came along. Everything had to be different. The alternate universe concept was what really made that movie happen in a way as to not cross the new boundaries and give Trek a new footing to continue. Robert Meyer Burnett actually had said, too, he held up a model of the J.J. Abrams Starship Enterprise, which is not allowed to be shown, sold in America. It's also why they've been trying to damage the character Peter Parker, all these horrible storylines. That is part of it. This garlic bread? Yummy. That's okay. There should be only one new superhero. Disney should promote that hero. Yes. We all need Mr. Khan. I just found an article from Duke Law, 2011, the classic 25% rule and the art of intellectual property licensing. There you go. It's not a hard and fast rule. It is sort of more or less a guideline, but it is something that they legally adhere to, which is why the uniforms are different. Everything is different. Do you ever ask yourself, listen, if Miles Morales, if he were Spider-Man, Miles Morales is Spider-Man, right? They keep saying, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Miles Morales. They keep touting his Spider-Man. If he were really to take Peter Parker's place, then why not give him the same costume? Why all these characters have slightly different costumes? Or sometimes radically different.
It don't fit him, yo. You a racist.
Miles Morales' costume is completely different than Peter Parker. Sam Alexander's Nova is different than Richard Rider Nova. Jane Foster Thor. Well, there you go. That's the biggest difference. Captain Sam America. Rob, have you seen the 25% different Moroccan Bee Gees Staying Alive? Oh my God. That. Oh God, I got to see that. Oh my God, I have got to see that. The Moroccan Bee Gees. That just screams comedy. Garlic bread. Yummy. So anyway. Sweet. Get the baguette.
Everyone's hungry.
I have to take a look at the Moroccan Bee Gees. Oh, God, it's hysterical. So, okay. As I've said, you have the Jane Foster Thor. Look at all the, like I said, the all new, all different, all canceled Marvel. I mean, that was probably the biggest thing. All new, all different. The all new, all different movement. They wanted characters that they own the rights to. Let's take a look here. I'm going to bring this up on screen. The only characters that are the same are Black Panther. And this looks like freaking Tumblr art. It does. It looks like Tumblr art. I mean, so you have some characters that are the same, but you have Miles Morales, you have this Vision here, it's different. Jane Foster Thor, Kamala Khan, you have this is Kazar. Who's this? Kazar? Who is this? You have Ant-Man here, who's different. Riri Williams, Steve Rogers. You have Captain Sam America, Jessica Drew Spider-Woman. And they made her black in the movie. You have Gwen Spider-Woman. How many freaking spider people do you need? So anyway, back to the thing about the movie. Okay. Into the Spider-Verse. Yes, She-Hulk was altered for the TV show so they can say it's theirs now. So what happens in the movie? Okay, they spend 45 minutes of Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker and Miles Morales catching up. And turns out there was a version of Peter Parker in Gwen's reality that was killed.
Look at this, Rob. Look at this, Rob. Look at this cat, Rob.
The cat is being knucklehead.
No, don't put him on screen.
No, don't put him on screen?
No. He's trying to get his garlic bread.
Yeah, but he doesn't care. It's garlic.
No, I have it.
Yeah, and I'm going to get to that in a minute here. What they do is they spend 45 minutes trying to catch up, and then they spend time going over about how the Spot is now Miles' nemesis. You think you could have picked somebody better, but they couldn't because they can't, and they won't.
Is that established?
Yeah. So it's this whole thing about Gwen Stacy and her father. And then they hop around the multiverse or something, and something happens. And they hop around the multiverse. And they're flashing lights for about 20 minutes. And they end up in a Nexus type of world. And where there's a whole bunch of spider people running around this thing, the Citadel of Spider People. I'm like, oh, great. They're ripping off Rick and Morty. Congratulations, guys. That's actually probably a pretty good. No one's going to claim ownership of the Spot. He's so lame. And so they spend time talking about how there's so many different spider people and the Pravit Parbarkar, I don't know, whatever. The Indian Spider-Man from Mumbai. His father is rescued by Miles Morales. And so Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099, is some sort of time cop now who can move between dimensions or move between realities. And he says to Miles Morales that, you know what? You screwed up the timeline. They call it canon. It's a dig at fans. You screwed up the canon because this guy's father was supposed to die, and you screwed it up. And I said, and the whole multiverse is going to unravel because of it. And it was at that moment I said, oh, you know what? You're just doing City on the Edge of Forever now. Except the main difference here is the City on the Edge of Forever took only 50 minutes to get in and out, and it was actually good. And the people who say, no, it's not City on the Edge of Forever. No, it's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that right now. This is City on the Edge of Forever. And then the next half hour of the movie is all about flashing lights and Miguel O'Hara telling Miles he's a mistake. Indian Spider-Man should be Mr. Khan, yeah. Definitely he should. Indian Spider-Man definitely should be Mr. Khan. Hello, Mr. Slobo. Hello, this is Mr. Khan. Oh, you're reviewing with Mr. Spider-Man? Oh, no. He's very bad man. He's very bad man. He says, oh, look at me. I'm Mr. Spider-Man. Oh, this Spider-Man. You got my daughter killed. You are very, very bad. You are very, very bad man. I'm not approving you, Mr. Spider-Man. Miles Morales, you are little third. Mr. Shlomo Testo. Mr. Shlomo says you are little third. I believe him. Because you know why? Mr. Shlomo, good man. He's a good man. He's told me, your daughter is in danger. Oh, no, you shouldn't. Oh, this man. Mr. Spider-Man said, no, I'll be fine. Don't worry. You know what? She's dead now. Goodbye. There you go. Goodbye. I don't care. I'll make another one just like her. Don't care. Goodbye. Easy come, easy go. That is right. The great Mr. Khan. So anyway, so then they go on this. Then they go on this thing where freaking they set up Oscar Isaac's Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man 2099 to be the bad guy. He's yelling, "You're a mistake. You're too dangerous." And they pepper every version of Spider-Man throughout this, just so you can point and say, "I remember that one. I remember that one. I remember that one. I remember that one." So they finally end up back in the Brooklyn 4-2 the Earth 4-2 universe, and as it turns out, he's in the wrong universe. Miles Morales' father is dead. His uncle's still alive. He ties him up to a punching bag, and he is about to do something bad stuff to him, and say, "Oh, who are you?" Guy takes off his mask. "I'm Miles Morales." To be continued. Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie. This movie is not good. I don't know. All you Twitter stands, shut up. You're delusional. This movie is for a 7-year-old. If you like flashing lights, then this is for you. And you're 7 years old, this is for you. An adult should be able to see right through this. This is City on the Edge of Forever. This is the Citadel of Ricks. Okay? And I'm telling you, I listen, you like what you like, but I'm telling you right now, if you like this movie, well, you're wrong. I rarely say that. Best Spider-Man movie of all time. Not even close. Not even close. Not even close. And if you don't think this is City on the Edge of Forever, then obviously you've never seen Star Trek. All right, so that's it. So that's it. I'm going to do a full review record a full review at some point. We also saw Fast X. That was so. Okay. There is. I'm looking at for animal news. There's sad animal news, which I am not going to cover. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, home security camera. Okay, let's do some animal news. We got happy animal news, fortunately. Hello, look at me. I'm Kamala Khan. I'm dead. Okay, so animal news. We're going to share that. Family movie. Yes, it's the Olive Garden of action movies. Okay, let's take a look at the animal news. We got cute animal news. We got cutesy animal news. We got cute animal news. Yes, I'm going to check out the Moroccan Staying Alive. So here we go. Animal news. Okay, here's security camera. Okay, typical house somewhere. Typical neighborhood. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Ah, doggo. This doggo. What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Nose. You waiting for someone? Okay. He seems intrigued. Home security works as intended. So, okay. The doggo is keeping watch over the house. So my parents would say somebody's just got to watch the house. That is the animal news there. Pulling up the Moroccan Bee Gees. So, all right. Now, it is time. Should I go with the Moroccan Bee Gees? Should I play the Moroccan Bee Gees? Let me stay home. Oh my God. Oh my God. This guy's got no teeth in his mouth. Ooh. That is just scary. Does Brie ask someone to drop the taco? No, the Brie, she doesn't drive. She doesn't drive in this. She doesn't drive. She might have something in her contract with Nissan that she can't be pictured driving any other car, because there's a lot of Fiat, Chrysler, Dodge product placement in this movie. A lot. You have a lot of Fiat, Chrysler product placement here. And she just like this. This is a woman who is just uncomfortable walking in heels. She really is. He's a 25% different Barry Gibb. That's true. Am I going to live stream tonight? Possibly. All right. I might stream more of The Division. I might stream something else. I'm not sure yet. So let's move on to headlines from the future. As you know, and it was a regular viewer of this show, as you all know, that I subscribe to I only bring you the current headlines. I bring you headlines from the future. I subscribe to a special news service that brings me headlines from the not too distant future, and I'm going to present them just for you. So, first headline from the future. President Bob Iger suspects Lucasfilm might have a problem. Long departed Disney CEO, now President of the United States, Bob Iger may be realizing that Lucasfilm management has a problem. Star Wars Episode 14, A New Hope, has flopped the box office, and they have fired the latest director at the behest of Kathleen Kennedy. Director Ron Howard was asked if he'd come out of retirement to direct, and he said, "Are you kidding me? Once was enough." So next headline from the future. We have more headlines from the future. Pulling it up. Marvel Universe changing its name to the Miles Universe. In the latest effort to sell an unpopular character, Marvel Comics is changing their name to Miles Comics after their knockoff character Miles Morales. When asked about the change, President Joe Quesada said, "We're making sure we don't have to pay Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. We're not giving readers, audiences a choice here." Oops, did I say that out loud? And finally, headline from the future. Late sci-fi author Harlan Ellison wins Best Screenplay for Across the Spider-Verse 2. Being dead can't keep a good author down. The late Harlan Ellison has won an Academy Award for Best Screenplay for the animated movie Across the Spider-Verse 2. Executive producers Phil Lord and Chris Miller said in a statement, "It's about time we're honest with the audience and the studio. We haven't had an original idea yet. This was no exception." So there you go. Headlines from the future. Everyone. The mild cinematic universe. Yeah, that's right. So everyone, we're going to check in on Cat Cam one more time before we go. So there is Agent Orange Kitty. He is doing what he does best. Keeping the rug from flying away. And there is the other kitty. Looking very disgruntled. He has mid-19-hour nap. The crowd goes mild. Crowd goes meh. So there's the other kitty. Let me see if I can get her close up of her. Oh, she's sleepy. Sleepy? You sleepy, girl? Huh? So there's the kitties. The kitties are doing well. Everyone, I'd like to thank everyone for joining me today. That brings the show to a conclusion. I'd like to thank everybody in the chat, Mr. MH, for his great video of the Bee Gees, the Moroccan Bee Gees. Anthony Way, Morbid Fury, Clint Matthews, Sandra Hammerslag, Andrew Helm, Morbid Fury again, Jane Foster, Background 42, Michael Bashirs, the other guy, that other guy there, the other guy over there, Cesaro Japan, Sandra Hammerslag again, Mr. MH again, and everybody. I don't have the biggest lines, but I have the best lines. So everybody, you got a stream coming up? You have a stream coming up?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we don't know. So everyone, have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your week. Have a good Monday. Have a good day off. Whatever you're doing, have a good one. No drinking, no driving. We want to see you back here again. I might be back with gaming stream tonight. I may listen. Do you want me to play something different? Or do you want me to keep playing the Division until I finish it? Because I can keep playing the Division. It's no problem. I can also play something else. But everyone, have a good rest of your day. As always, keep your feet on the ground, a song in your heart, and a bag full of Cheetos in your car in case you get hungry on the way home. And we will catch you all next time.